Okay, everyone, I'm really annoyed. And the reason that I'm really annoyed is because we watched what happened on the stream with QT Cinderella, Katie, and also Vanilla. And I'm so annoyed because with everything that QT Cinderella said so bravely, by the way, and I don't mean she was brave for saying it. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, she was brave for saying that, you know? And I'm derogatory. Out of all three of those creators, right, I'm seeing that Vanilla is the creator getting the most backlash. Oh. Oh, okay. Huh? And by the way, let me know if you've also seen it. I'm seeing more people give Vanilla backlash for being on the stream, which, by the way, was literally a hostage situation. By the way, they were literally waiting for a game to download to play a game together, and QT just fucking unraveled everything and doubled down. But basically, people have been attacking Vanilla for being on the stream, allowing QT to say all the things she said, and for not, like, challenging it more. What I have to say to that is maybe we should acknowledge that Vanilla was trying to help QT out by shutting down her arguments and was put in a terrible position. And keep in mind that Vanillamace and also Katie and their audiences are predominantly incredibly progressive, incredibly, I would say, queer, and love it. And you know what? I feel that because with the muckers, I see this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so grateful. Could you imagine if I had a predominantly straight man audience, I feel like I would be scared to ever be on the internet. But luckily, my audience is mostly made up by lesbians. Hey! Love my lesbians. Shout out to my lesbians. My audience genuinely, because I got to see it whenever I was on tour, my demographic, I would say honestly, like my big numbers are lesbians and non-binaries. Hey y'all! Hey y'all! But anyways, doing that and putting Vanilla, we'll focus on Vanilla here, in that position was such a shitty thing to do. And I'm sure that Vanilla was so shocked in that moment. Clearly we can tell by the way that she was reacting. And I just think that people immediately attacking Vanilla instead of focusing on the elephant in the room, which was QT's bigotry, like, allowing of like bigotry in her life and confessing that like you've got to like love everyone. Like how can you call hate whenever you're not loving people? Like, it's crazy. And I feel so bad because I was seeing clips of Vanilla talking about everything that was going on and almost addressing it as if she was the one that was saying these things because people were acting like it. It makes me really sad how quick people are to jump on hating Vanilla, and it's inevitable, but it's unfortunate, and it's exactly the tale of Vanilla's career trajectory. When someone blows up on the internet, it is very, very, very soon before the internet puts a target on their back for anything. And that makes me really sad that Vanilla is already dealing with that. So what we're going to get to today, and this is going to be my first time watching it, is Vanilla addressing the QT Cinderella situation. I don't even know how to fucking address it. It's insane. What I will say is if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please consider subscribing because I'm here every single day, and I've started reminding people, like, if you're not subscribed, and we've been gaining so many subscribers and we're getting so close to 500k, so I'd really appreciate it. I will be here every single day and I will upload all the time for you. I will be at your beck and call, and also the Discord or the Patreon discount worked out so well that I've done another one. The new code is YouTube Mucker for 30% off my Patreon. It'll be linked down below. If you subscribe, you immediately get access to me reacting to Trisha Paytas's Big Broadway Dream, me reacting to Escape the Night Season 1, Season 2, and Season 3, hours worth of footage already, and reacting to Beast Game Season 1. And by the way, we're doing a lot of other reactions that are already up. Those are just like the big series we've done so far. Also, next for November, we're going to be doing Escape the Night Season 4, Michael Weiss Tanacon documentary that's on Amazon, and also Ruby Frankie Devil in My Family documentary. But anyways, let's get to Vanilla basically talking about the QT stream. And it makes me so sad because even in the moment, Vanilla was very clearly worrying about what was going to happen to her after QT was saying this, rather than the ramifications of what QT would go through. And it makes me really sad that, like, Vanilla really predicted that the internet were going to just use this as a reason to hate on her, and it makes me so angry, just kind of how people are always looking to jump down Vanilla's throat. But anyways, let's get to this, because I haven't seen this yet.
Obviously, you know, this is just about everything that's been going on, just this month as a whole, and especially with Friday's stream. For those of you who don't know, actually, I don't know who the fuck doesn't know at this point, because it's all over TikTok and everything, and it's been living in my brain rent-free ever since it happened. There was a stream that, you know, me, Cutie, and Katie, we were playing some games, and we somehow got on the topic of just parasocial people, because Katie was talking about how her chat at this time of night always tells her, oh, you need to go to bed, you look so tired, and then
Which, by the way, is so fucking weird. It's so weird. I know, like, inherently it sounds like people are being, like, very kind and protective, but it comes across very parasocially and controlling.
Conversation kind of just, like, spun into something that it shouldn't have ever went to.
Well, yeah, QT took that as a time to say, literally like the Taylor Swift song, good thing I like my friends kiss on. Like, literally, it was so unnecessary, so random, and I'm not surprised that Katie sat in silence. I'm not surprised that Vanilla was awkwardly trying to help QT out and end the thing. This is such a crazy position to put your friends in, and also, I believe that Vanilla and Katie didn't know this side of QT. I believe it. Call me out, whatever. It is truly my opinion on the situation. So can you imagine, specifically live on air, finding this out about your friend's beliefs? That's a lot to process as well. And knowing that you're at the hands of an audience?
In the first place, it was just not a conversation that needed to happen on stream. And it was very, like, it was just like an awkward, uncomfortable thing for everybody involved.
It looked it.
And yeah, so that's basically like what happened. And if, first and foremost, I would like to say that the idea of deleting the VOD was my idea, okay? And if you watch the full thing back, you will literally hear me say, can we just fucking delete this? Because I am not in the
Well, here's the thing. Technically true, because Vanilla was saying about, like, editing the VOD because she didn't want it uploaded because she knew that it was going to turn into a big situation and clearly knew that the internet would attack her, which is exactly what happened. So she's warranted for wanting to delete it. The problem was QT then took that and literally started talking them through how to completely wipe the entire segment so that people wouldn't see it. And that is just so inherently problematic.
Space right now to deal with just what I already know is going to come from this, because I already knew that this was going to be a whole thing, obviously. So that was my idea. So I'm just going to let that be known once and for all.
I can't believe Vanilla's getting so much backlash. The internet have selective outrage. What do you mean you literally have QT saying that, like, people in her life are transphobic and racist, but they're not like that around her, so it doesn't matter. Whatever the fuck she's saying, it's so bad. And then Vanilla's the one getting the backlash for it.
Also, after the fact, too, if you were here for the live, after that conversation was had and we all, like, you know, went our separate ways,
So they didn't even play the game after? They literally didn't even play the game after? So they were literally held hostage in that moment for no fucking reason? Did they genuinely not play anything after? I don't blame them, but I'm saying, like, wow. QT really fucked it all up, didn't she? Did they or did they not? Oh, they did play it? Crazy. Crazy. Vanilla said that she didn't want to. I don't blame her.
I started crying, and it was not about necessarily what had happened, but, oh, a rogue eyelash, thank you. It was not about what had happened, but it was more so just like everything as a whole, and I was just getting emotional, because
imagine putting your friends in this position.
There's a lot going on this month. There's been a lot going on this month, and, you know, there were some things that were said that I did not necessarily agree with or think that could have been said better, probably. And the thing is, I know where Cutie's heart is, and I know that she tries
I completely
to
understand how Vanilla feels. It's so upsetting to hear someone you thought you trusted say the most bigoted
have
shit.
everybody in the community come together. And, you know, we have had conversations in private about this, and that's not something that you guys need to, like, know about. But, like, you know, I'm not going to go into detail on that. And I just don't...
It's crazy as well because the impact of someone in your life having these beliefs really does affect more people than that person would realize.
Want anyone to think that all I'm going to say is that it's like I'm trying to be like freaking PR right now. There are clips of me giving other people advice, literally saying, you are who you hang out with. And I've given people advice. People have been like, hey, my boyfriend, this XYZ, you know, is hanging out with this guy and he fucking sucks or whatever. And I have literally said, hey, you are who you hang out with. And so for that take of, you know, it's you are not who you associate with was not necessarily something that I agreed with. And I don't want it to seem like I'm backpedaling on something because I have quite literally said that in the past, that I have stood on that and said, I personally think if you hang out with somebody who is, you know, XYZ, that what does that have to say about your character kind of a thing. Although, I do think the clips were taken out of context a little bit. I do think the clips were taken out of context. And now people are, and of course people are saying, oh, you were nodding your head and stuff.
And here's the thing, the clips, the 15 minutes that we watched of the conversation, there are clips from that have been taken out of context in terms of like they've been clipped. So it's literally just her saying like bigoted things. Yes, that technically is out of context. But when you watch the entire thing, even with the backpedaling and forward pedaling and backpedaling, and it paints a picture of how QT feels. And truthfully, that is worse. And I think as well that there's a conversation to be had here about when your friend does something and you're having to pick up the pieces while they really don't get any backlash, and that's what's happening to Vanilla right now.
And everything. When you... It's hard when you're put in that position because, one, with all of our chats combined, there are over 10,000 people watching. And quite literally, when anyone is talking to me, I go like this. When anyone is talking to me about anything, that's just like, I'm just like, Like that's just a conversational thing that happens with anyone that I fucking talk to. So that's just that. And I think if you watch the full thing, you could obviously feel the fucking tension. You could feel that.
Like, why is the narrative that Vanilla's fake or that Vanilla wasn't shutting this down rather than QT said these things?
It was a little awkward for everyone. And it's more of a thing where I know that I, as a white woman, have the privilege of being able to be in some spaces and be some places that I don't have to worry for my safety and that I don't have to worry for, you know what I mean? So I could never sit here and try to tell people, like marginalized people, how they should feel about comments like that.
Totally.
And everyone is saying, are you guys listening to what I'm saying right now? Like, this chat is confusing the fuck out of me. Are y'all listening to what I'm saying? Like, genuinely. Are you...
This must be really frustrating. Again, this is QT's situation. This is what QT did. And the fact that Vanilla is having to pick up the pieces and her community is up in flames over this?
Listening with the fucking sound on or no? Like, what? I am telling y'all that I understand why people are upset about that. I am telling you that I know and understand why that is a take that people are upset about. Okay? Because as somebody who has as a white person who recognizes that I have white privilege, that there are certain people that can be in rooms and have comments like that be made, and it would affect them in ways that could affect them for the rest of their life, because it is a personal attack on them. Do you get what I'm saying? Marginalized groups of people cannot be in rooms where people are...
God, this is so crazy that Vanilla's like stream now is her having to do this, when literally like the day before, the 2 days before, whatever, she was just wanting to play a game with QT.
Making these kinds of jokes and XYZ and whatever, and have it be something that can be excused or written off.
Her chat can be mean, low-key. That's literally just honestly what happens when a creator gets big and they still decide to stream, honestly. Like, it's so hard to police like a live chat when there's that many people.
Because it's something that could affect them for the rest of their lives, and it's stuff that they have...
Vanilla streamed for so long, raised so much money for charity, spoke about it at great lengths, and QT streamed for about 30 minutes in such a hollow response. I heard the first 30 seconds of QT's where she's like, I'm sorry that you got... Oh, and that's all I need to hear so far.
To deal with constantly.
And there were double the amount of people in her chat because a lot weren't regulars. And those people, by the way, are going into it not on the side of Vanilla. So they don't even want to hear the other side, which is frustrating.
And also, too, as a queer woman as well, obviously, another thing. It's just one of those things that was just uncomfy. It was just uncomfy for everyone.
And unnecessary.
I am just letting you know that as somebody who, you know, as a friend and as somebody who was like, hey, I was kind of the one who was like, hey, can you elaborate on that? I was the one who in a sense dragged it out, because I wanted to, I was like almost a little confused. I wanted to hear more. And so I was the one that was like, hey, my chat is like, you know, I wanted to hear more. And I just don't...
It was very clear, in my opinion, that Vanilla was trying to help QT out, and she just never took it. She never took it.
That was obviously not something that helped anything.
God, this is so frustrating.
Sorry, I'm reading. And
I feel so bad she feels that she has to take any responsibility. QT Loki is a bad fucking friend for doing this to these people, putting them in this position.
Yeah, so obviously, you know, this is just about everything that's been going on, just this month as a whole, and
damn, I was seeing so many clips of Vanilla, and it just made me really, it made me really sad, because again, I'm sure Vanilla, who, you know, is at the hands of comments trying to call her out every day anyway, just because she's blown up, would have preferred to have just done a fun stream that day, but instead is literally in a controversy because of their friend just like randomly like lore dropping that they like allow people in their lives that are like racist and stuff like that. Like, not good. Not good. I feel really bad for Vanilla with this. Like, I hope she drops QT. I mean, listen, like, no good friend is going to put you in that position, whether or not they agree on what they're saying anyways. Time and place. Like, what is wrong with you? It's so outrageous. It's so outrageous. It really is so fucking outrageous. She also high-key threw Vanilla under the bus about the VOD thing. Someone said, 100% doubling down that Vanilla was the one who wanted the VOD gone was wild. She was uncomfortable. I wouldn't want it either. And here's my thing as well. Vanilla literally, yes, was the one who was like, oh, we'd edit this or delete this or whatever. Because Vanilla knew what was going to happen to the clip, which is exactly what happened. Vanilla's the one dealing with the biggest backlash from it. But QT was also the one talking them through to delete clips, delete VODs, delete whatever. Chopped. It's chopped. It's weird. It's unnecessary. It's arrogant, it's ignorant, it's bad. It is bad. I mean, shame on QT for this. Shame on her. And we'll leave it there for now. I feel bad for Vanilla that, like, she is in this position where she has to do this. Good friends don't do that to you. Specifically ones that are streamers and understand how the world works. Like, of, like, streaming and how people blow things up and stuff. Not a good look, QT. Not a good look.